nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two. Are you ready?
Welcome to Hardway. Oh shit! Welcome to Hardway Wrestling. It is Monday Madness, and I'm here with two of the weirdest. These dudes, you guys are. I don't know what it is about your hair, Ricky. You are self-conscious about your hair. You wear the AEW cap all the time, and
I'm not
Scotty.
Mine. I want to keep my ears warm. So,
Are you out of oil too?
getting close. I'm actually I'm propane. So
You're propane.
Propane.
How long does propane last compared to oil? I mean, it's completely off the time. We never start with wrestling.
I mean, so just as a forewarning, I did get my tanks filled up over the summer because like early spring because my stove runs off of propane as well. So I needed propane to be able to run my stove.
Scotty, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty is constantly camping, is what he is telling you.
Pretty much.
Hank Hill would love you.
Huh?
Hank Hill would love you.
Yeah, yep.
I'll fill up your propane tank.
Gotta love that propane. No, so but right now I'm at 40% on my tanks, and I'm gonna have to get them filled here in the next probably 2 weeks.
Now, is propane inexpensive or expensive?
Oh no, like it's gonna probably be about a $700 fill up. So
holy shit! How much? Jesus, how much is that tank? How much does that hold?
I got two 200-gallon tanks. So,
oh my god, and it's wow. So,
that's like double what you got.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when I heard your price for oil, I was like, shoot, man, I need to switch over.
Yeah, we actually just filled up about a month ago, and I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, and I don't get cold. Now Jessie gets cold because she has a blood disease. But I tell her, bitch, you just gonna have to fucking deal with, put a sweatshirt on. Not me though. I was cranking that bitch at 70 and it was running too. And this house gets super warm. It heats up quick. It stays warm. So, but then I looked at the thermostat and I was like, oh, it says 70 and it's 66 in here. That's not normal. I couldn't hear the tank running. I was like, oh no, I ran out of oil. God, I did it last year too. So, but I'm a professional runner out of oil, so I know how to prime, and I'll get that thing back up and run. I'll probably lose 12 gallons trying to prime it, but it'll be good to go.
Yeah.
What's up, boys? How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man.
I had to go back to work.
Did you check the bakery just to make sure everything was good there?
All good.
What's going on, Hunter Cole? Welcome to the chat. All right, so we got a couple small topics today, nothing real crazy, and then we're going to talk about at the end of the cast. We're going to talk about poll questions that we're going to be putting up for our end of the year awards. That's right. Woo-hoo. Hardway Wrestling is we're going to be giving out our little hard-ons.
Yeah, hard-on award.
Are we going to give our hard-on? Is that what we're going to call it? The hard-on awards or the hardways?
Hard-ons.
Hardways. I think
hardways is fine.
Hard-ons might put us into a different demographic of YouTube that we don't want to be in.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
We're going to be giving away our Hardway Awards at the end of the year. So we got a poll question up right now that we will talk about here real shortly. But first, wait, it gets worse. CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania.
I'm down to see that as long as Stone Cold's going over.
I don't think he goes over if he goes in. Scotty, do we want to see this?
See, this is where I'm conflicted because you guys know I love CM Punk and I love Stone Cold Steve Austin. But if this were happening in
when they had their interaction on Raw back in the day.
Yeah, either that one or maybe a couple years prior to that, I would have said yes. But considering that Austin's been out of the ring for a while, yes, he did come back a couple years. Is it 2 years now
2
or
years
one?
now.
It's been 2 years
I think so.
since his WrestleMania match with Kevin Owens, which was good for what it was, but it's not. Austin's a lot older now. He can't do the same things he does because of the neck injury.
Wait a minute. Now, do you remember that with him and Kevin Owens, they bumped all over that arena.
Yeah.
On the
They
floor, on the stairs,
did.
on the tables.
They did, but it was mostly Kevin Owens bumping. Most of it. Like Austin.
Stone Cold took some shots.
No, Stone Cold took
Yeah.
some big bumps. So
Yeah.
that scared the shit out of me. So
Well, again, and therein lies my point is how many, like as you like to call it, the bump card, how many bumps are left on Austin's bump card? And
How many are left on Punk's bump card? Because
I mean,
how many injuries did he have in AEW? His 2 world title reigns lasted 5 days because he broke his toe and tore his pec or something.
and I mean, and that is a fair point as well. How much has Punk got left in him? Like it's, if you're gonna put CM Punk in there with anybody, as much as I would like to, have it be an interesting passing of the torch, Punk versus Austin, where they're, the straight edge versus the beer drinker, but I don't think it be better served getting a match with Cody in before Punk's bump card runs out, getting a match in with Randy before his bump card runs out. Really getting a match with anyone before that bump card gets completely full and he's injured again. And it's funny, your pal, who remind me of his name again, the last guest we had on, my brain just completely blanked on
Mike Raddick.
Mike Raddick. Mike had some
and
very
we have
interesting.
Mike Raddick news too that we have to get to.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. So I'm worried. Like, I don't want to see them waste an opportunity with Punk and have something happen and he's out for 6 months with Austin, or even have Austin be out. Like, Austin's not coming back to wrestle again, but have Austin get injured in a match. Even though, again, they both work safe, have Austin get injured in a match that, could spell, disaster for him. So I don't like it's like the Sting and Undertaker match. It's an interesting idea in theory, but how do you book that? How do you get it to work? Plus, how do you do it without coming out in with injuries on either side? So
remind me of this because
side note, WCW did the Sting Undertaker match. It was Mean Mark Callis's last match in WCW before he became the Undertaker. And it was Surfer Sting.
Was he Mean Mark Callison? Is that what he was?
I think it was, yeah, and it was Surfer Sting.
Sting. So explain it. I
not even remember that. So that's funny.
So explain this to me, because I checked out in the Attitude Era because I was into I had a family and I was actually I remember the point where I turned wrestling off. I just came home from wrestling training, and Stone Cold took a pile driver from, I believe it was Kurt Angle, took a pile driver onto they removed the padding onto the concrete floor and gave him a stinger. And I think this was like a Monday Night Raw, or I forget what it was, and they carded him.
Wasn't that the chamber match?
No, this was a regular
Austin
show.
Was never in a chamber.
Yes,
it might not have been Kurt Angle. I don't know why I'm thinking it's Kurt Angle, but it could be. I can't remember. Anyway,
just to clarify, Austin was in a not chamber match, but I mean,
he was in Hell in a Cell. It wasn't a chamber.
Yeah.
This was a Monday Night Raw that Stone Cold earlier in the night took this pile driver, and they took him out on a stretcher, and I turned wrestling off and didn't watch it for 8 years after that.
Huh. Wow.
Scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to training. This is what, because I was still in, I probably just got done being chopped the shit chopped out of me. I was like, man, wrestling is real as fuck. I don't care what people say, wrestling is real. And
Yeah.
I saw this and I was like, I'll never watch it again. But then Stone Cold come limping back down to the ring later on and put a ass whooping on somebody. But yep, I turned it off and didn't watch it again. So now, did Austin and Punk ever their worlds ever collide at all?
Not in a ring.
The
It
Attitude Era?
was no,
No,
Punk
I mean,
wasn't there for the Attitude Era.
Punk was still a teenager in the Attitude Era.
Okay, so he was still in Ring of Honor, or
Yeah, when
No,
Punk was in WWE, Austin was already retired.
on? Okay.
Yeah, he was like what was he, a guest commissioner or whatever?
General GM.
General manager. Yeah, that's right.
With him and Bischoff were running Raw together. And that was the only interaction they had was Punk and Austin had that little interaction where they were Punk was yelling what back at Austin's face. And like Punk
He
looks at
asked
Austin
him
like,
if he could say the alphabet backwards, and Austin says, "No, but I can whip your ass backwards."
yeah, yep, exactly.
That's the typical Stone Cold line. So,
But all I know is if we're going to Mania and we don't get The Rock, I want to see Austin there, and I want to see him stun CM Punk and then just pour beer all over him.
Yeah.
All
I
over him.
don't know that Punk is going to allow that to happen. But I'm for this. I think both these guys are at a point in their career where they know how to work safe. Punk doesn't take too many. He's not lighting himself on fire or doing swantons off the top of cages on the people. And I think he knows how to work safe. And I think he can take care of Austin and vice versa. I think Austin would do the same thing for Punk. So I'm for this match. It's gonna be a match that's not for a lot of spots, hopefully, and it'll be just a good old ass whooping. So I don't know. I feel like since Punk is still wrestling and Punk is still there, I think he goes over here if this happens.
Sadly, but yeah, I think you're right.
I figured that they would put Punk over, like Austin would put Punk over, because again, it's a little late, but it is a passing of the torch in some ways. Austin kind of saying, "Hey, this guy, he's earned his stripes."
Oh, right before Scotty disappears, he hangs himself upside down like a bat. And I believe he's frozen now. He actually looks better. And he's gone. There he goes. All right.
Cartman's gone.
Scotty will be back here shortly. Yeah. Who I can't remember. Hey, there he is. I cannot.
Let's try that again.
Okay. Who won? Who won in the Stone Cold I guess Stone Cold won the last match of WrestleMania over Kevin Owens. So
he beat the crap out of Kevin Owens and won it. So yeah,
I think if Stone Cold wins this, does it hurt Punk?
Yeah.
I think
for his real first match back. I mean, I'm guessing this is going to
be no, because we still got Royal Rumble. We still got probably a couple in between pay-per-views before we even get to Mania. Mania's in April. We're still 5 months off.
Okay,
plenty of time for Punk to get some legit wins in against whoever they're going to start him off with.
Here's the other issue with that. Okay, now what if they decide that they don't want to put Punk in the ring due to the possibility of injuries? What if they want to do a thing where they build something up until Mania and have a whole bunch of talking segments? I mean, because that's what a lot of Raw is right now, and SmackDown is just yak 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 yak. But have Punk on the mic talking people into the building to Mania. Yes, it is 5 months away, but they like. I don't know. I don't see them putting too much. Like, I don't want it. Like, I guarantee he's not going to be on any. If he's on anything, he's going to be on the Rumble and then Mania. Those are the only two he's going to be on, because they're not going to risk Punk at a fly-by-night pay-per-view. until they get him for one of the biggest ones they've got. Rumble and Mania, the next two big ones they've got. They're not going to waste him in a just a drive, pardon the expression, but a drive-by match, for until those two come up. So that's why I'm thinking I don't think they would put him in the ring. They give him talking segments every week or every couple weeks to really build up a match with whoever his WrestleMania opponent's going to be.
Do you really want this guy talking a lot?
I mean, again, I went back. It's funny you should ask that. I went back and I watched his promo from AEW when he returned after the original Brawl Out, and it still put chills on my spine to listen to him talk. And so I think it's well worth the effort. He's not going to be as edgy as he was in AEW because they do have some restrictions on that, but he can, as long as they give him the green light to say most everything he wants to say, the promos are going to be great. So I don't know. I want to see him talk, quite frankly.
He's not here to make friends. He's here to make money. And I believe that if they could get this match off at WrestleMania, it is nothing but money.
Big cash grab.
Honestly, I don't think anybody has to talk anybody into anything at WrestleMania. I believe that's going to be a jam-packed place anyway. Pretty much every match is going to be a main event type of match. I don't know how you have this match on the same card as Roman and Cody and Seth and whoever Seth ends up against. Randy Orton. Wow. Wow, this WrestleMania is going to be this roster. This roster is by far, in my mind, in my eyes, the best roster that the WWE has ever had. And that goes back to Angle and Foley. You look at this roster, man. Find the whole. There's some big stars on this roster.
I wouldn't go that far because you gotta look back. At one point, you had Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, Angle, Jericho, Taker, Kane. Guys like Foley. That was loaded.
And I will say I can agree and disagree. I can agree because I feel like there's guys that are on the up and coming. And I think there's a lot of potential in guys like Gunther and Chad Gable and
potential.
Gunther
is there, bro.
Oh, I'm not saying when I say potential, I'm like, again, they haven't gotten there. They are to the point where they can go further, but they haven't gotten that push yet to go further. But Gunther, Gable, friggin' what's his name from NXT that was the champion not too long ago? My boy, why can't I think? Dragunov. You got friggin' Braun Breaker. You got all these guys that are friggin' what's the African American dude's name?
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes. You got all these guys that are either on the main roster or up and coming. So I see the potential in what we've got. I see the fact that this could turn into the greatest roster that WWE has ever had. It's not quite there yet, but I do think
the tag team division absolutely sucks right now.
Yeah, there's really no good tag team.
You're not gonna find any combination of tag teams right now on this roster that can compare to Edge and Christian versus the Hardys versus the Dudleys.
Yeah.
Even and you also had a great tag team in Jericho and Benoit for a while too.
Yeah, and you can't even even going back to the 80s, there's no good Heart Foundation, there's no good Demolition, there's no good Bulldogs, there's no we don't have the tag team division is never been more void than it is right now. So they really need to. That's a big area they need to step up in, and hopefully with Trips in charge, Trips will get away from Vince's old mindset of tag teams don't matter because the single guy matters, and start rebuilding the tag team division. But Yeah, so like I said, I can agree with you,
I think
Jason,
they
but I
have
also
some tag team. They do. WWE has some tag teams, but they're just not top star tag teams. You know,
Yeah.
they're not. I mean, Gable and Otis.
Yeah.
I mean,
And like that's where like certain tag teams need to be broken up, and Gable, like for example, needs to be pushed on his own. The matches he had with Gunther proved how good he was, and I think he's got
if you make him a single, if you make Chad Gable a single star right now, he just falls through the cracks. There are so many singles wrestlers right now that are top notch. Like I said,
But see,
roster.
I think some of those single stars are like, I'd love to see Chad versus Cody, quite frankly. I think two guys that have, well, I mean, Cody is a top-notch wrestler. Chad's got the background of it, like he's got the amateur background. I'd love to see those two go head to head. I think that would be a phenomenal series of matches. And I'd love to see another round of Chad versus Gunther. I'd love to see Chad versus Dragunov. I think that could be he's got the potential to go. Like, he is in some ways this generation's Kurt Angle. He's not the same potential level as of this point, but give him the push that he needs, and you could get him there. Like, he's got the skills, he's got the in-ring ability. They just got to get rid of the shush gimmick off of him, and he'll be perfect. But
why do they have to get rid of the shush gimmick? What was Kurt Angle's gimmick?
Intensity, integrity, intelligence.
No, what was his gimmick? He had like a little catchphrase, didn't he?
That was the catchphrase. The 3 eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
the intensity. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, give him that. Like, if you,
I got rolled around with a cowboy hat on, a little tiny cowboy hat on.
Oh well, that's when he was McMahon's.
Yeah, he was with him and Austin.
Him and
kind
Austin
of teaming a little bit.
The Authority.
No, it wasn't.
No, that wasn't the Authority.
It was. Anyway, it was long. That was a weird time in the business. That's after Austin turned heel, which didn't work.
Let's go to the chat real quick. Hunter Hamilton or Hunter Cole, if you don't know who, if you know, you know. Gimmick. Give me Punk and Roman. I don't like Punk, but that's where the money is. Punk Roman. I don't know.
They're gonna go Punk Rollins, Orton, Roman.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Orton Roman? No.
Well, now they will. Mania will be Cody, but right now they're going Orton.
Yeah,
maybe to be Cody. I don't know if I'm interested in a CM Punk Roman.
I don't think right now is a good time for CM Punk Roman. Quite frankly, it's not.
I think Roman is better than he's ever been on the microphone because he says less and whatever he says is more impactful. But I don't know if he can keep up. I don't know if he can keep up with it.
Yes and no. Actually, now that I think about it, it wouldn't be Punk because it would be an interesting deal because of Heyman.
Yeah, he used to be a Paul Heyman guy.
We've seen that with Lesnar. That is true.
We have seen that, but I still think for out and out verbal ability, Punk versus Heyman in a mic battle, and just like you said, letting Roman say very little but say enough to kind of get this thing over. That could be an interesting build.
That's actually a good point. That Heyman and Punk back and forth.
Ooh. Oh man, it gives me chills to think about it.
You need to buy more propane. You need to buy more propane. I lost my spot here. Where did my spot go? Okay. These match shouldn't happen. Austin has nothing left to prove to the fans. Courtney, it's wrestling is not about proving it to the fans, right? It's not about. Austin knows he has zero to prove, but you know what Austin does like?
Money.
He likes money. And
it's all about the payday.
This is a $1 million payday for Stone Cold. If he's got to fall down on the concrete a couple times, I guess that's just okay.
Well, but Hunter even says like, why do we need Austin versus Punk? I understand money, but why would they fight each other? Like, that's the thing. Like, what's the storyline behind it? And that's another.
That's up for them to build. That is up for them to build.
It was that one Raw segment, back in the day was their only confrontation, I guess you could say. What they need to do is have a night where, I don't know if they're in Texas anywhere or anytime soon, have Austin be a guest on Raw or whatever, and then have Punk come on there and then start it up that way.
Yeah. I mean, they'll build this story, and Austin will build this story, and he'll show up once, and it'll be a blockbuster show.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm at the end of the day, I'm for this. I'm for this.
Agreed.
What else we got here? So Punk talks for months, finally has a match with a retired guy and loses. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know that he loses. I think that Punk won at the last WrestleMania he was at. Why not go out on your shoulders, for the next one? I don't know.
You mean Austin?
Austin, yeah. I'm sorry. Austin. Yeah.
I don't know. As I said, there's still plenty of
Punk went out in handcuffs after the last pay-per-view. That's
completely as I said, there's still plenty of time, plenty of pay-per-views and opportunities for like a top feud for Punk to get into before he even gets to the Austin feud.
Courtney says Ricochet needs to be a heel, needs to be pushed. I think Ricochet right now is on the shelf because
injury.
But because I think he pissed them off when he kicked out of that
fatal four-way match.
Fatal four-way, yeah, I think he pissed them off because we haven't seen the guy since. So
yeah.
Heel Ricochet would be great if booked right. I don't know. He's too pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a pretty boy. He does.
Yeah. That whole superhero. He's built as a superhero. I don't know that making him a villain. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Change his
gear. With the Hurt Business.
Put Ricochet with the Hurt Business.
He would need a faction.
Yeah.
Really. I can't see him being just a single guy making a heel turn. That would be kind of as foolish as when they turned Jungle Boy heel in AEW.
Yeah, and we don't want him.
Stupid.
We don't want him on the mic.
Yeah.
We don't want him on the mic.
All right, really quick, just one of the things, side topic on Punk really quick. What if they were to go back to something that worked really well and, again, give Punk a stable? I think they need to go back and redo the Straight Edge Society again and give Punk some guys that he can work with, that he can bring up, and
the OC's available.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
CM Punk, the OC, and AJ Styles.
I don't know about AJ.
Yeah, not AJ, but you got Gallows and
Anderson.
Anderson, which they were.
Well, Gallows was one of the originals.
He was one of the originals. Him and Serena Deeb.
So with Serena Deeb. So that could be an interesting deal of getting, a faction together, give Punk something to do, someone to talk for, so he doesn't have to wrestle all the time, but give it, make it so that it's impactful. And I think it would be, because again, Punk on the mic, whether heel or babyface, is amazing. So I think it would turn heads. It would get a lot of people talking if they went back to the Straight Edge Society. That just popped into my head just a second ago as we were talking about stuff. So, but
you get Bad News Barrett off commentary and restart the Nexus. Get Cry and re-sign Cryback.
I got bad news for you, Ricky. It's not happening.
No,
as far as I'm concerned, Ryback is retired now.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that idiot anyway.
Oh, unbelievable. Anyway, we're gonna move on. AEW Continental Classic. Do you guys like the tournaments? Tony Khan loves a good tournament, I think.
This is made honestly, and I've been a big AEW guy from the inception of it. This stupid Continental Classic crap has made it less watchable for me as of late.
So I'm a little. So you're missing out because there are some really good. There are some really good matches and some really good talent.
Oh no, I'm not saying like the matches aren't bad. I'm just saying the whole purpose of this tournament is just stupid. Like
The concept.
the concept's just dumb.
So we're getting another belt.
Yeah.
They're taking the New Japan Strong belt and combining it with the
the
ROH
ROH world title because Kingston said he was going to defend those belts every match he has in this tournament.
So we're not going to have an ROH champion anymore. We're going to have a Continental Classic champion.
Well, no, what I
It's
think
a triple crown champion.
Yeah, it's a triple crown champion. So whoever wins the ROH title, the New Japan Strong title, and the Continental Classic belt, which whatever that is.
And my problem with that is Eddie Kingston not going to drop these belts because he's going to win this, or is somebody else going to take them? I don't. The whole purpose of this and the setup is just foolish. We don't need any more fucking titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't quite understand it. I don't know.
There is one more set of titles AEW needs, and that is probably for the women's division. Give them a tag title. Yeah, I know it's the cursed title, but
the TBS title and the AEW women's title aren't even defended enough that that you need to add a tag title to that. Like their women's division isn't strong.
Well, maybe it gives them incentive to at least do book the women's division a little bit more than what they do.
Scotty. I think AEW has a strong women's division. They're just not booked.
They just don't know what to do with them because they have like one match on Dynamite and then the rest of them are on Rampage, and who the hell watches Rampage?
You know who we see a lot of?
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
She's got a world title match against Tony Storm Wednesday night.
Yeah. No, she's not gonna win. She's not gonna win that match. I'm sure. I'm sure Julia Hart's gonna get involved there somehow. But
she told Timeless Tony she will have her chin up and her tits out, and she's gonna shove that shoe up her ass.
I love some Sky Blue.
Oh man, so do I.
All right, so a little update on the Continental Classic. I'm not a big fan of it either. I think there's some good matches.
Yeah.
And it gives with fantasy football going on and that kind of stuff, you can see where this has some sort of appeal. I think it needs to be for a belt. No, I don't think it needs to be for a belt. I think it could be a good setup for a number one contendership, maybe
King of the Ring kind of King of the Ring kind of tournament.
Yeah, we do not. We need a King of the Ring so bad. I mean, we were supposed to get King of the Ring. We were supposed to get King of the Ring last year, and then they decided they were going to call it Night of Champions or some shit like that.
Yeah, they brought that back.
Yeah, which I don't know. I miss the days of King Booker.
And
it started the Stone Cold era.
Yeah, it started Austin. I mean, even guys like Bret Hart and Owen both, had King of the Ring runs, and like
Mabel.
Well, I don't know how well that worked out for him, but but no,
put King Mabel on the map,
huh?
Put King Mabel on the map.
Yeah, well, for what purpose? I don't know, because I mean, again, they turned him. From Mabel, they turned him to Viscera, and that was and then Big Daddy V.
But wasn't he a Men on a Mission?
Yeah, that was his initial run.
Yeah, him and
Mo.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. We got a viewer. What's up? CM Punk the GOAT, Ramsey. Are you a new guy, Ramsey? I have no idea who you are. CM Punk, name bigger.
He must be on the tube.
He is definitely on the YouTube. CM Punk name bigger than AEW. I would agree. Since he has left AEW, he has been AEW is just going
The
down.
viewership is going in the shitter.
Yeah.
I just heard. I just heard the they're getting around 300,000 people. Sometimes they get close to 4, but they're getting around 300,000 people for their shows. So, I mean, until something different changes over there, I can't imagine their viewership is going to climb. So, all right, let's go through this real quick. We've had 2 weeks of matches so far.
I guess.
I guess.
All right, Jay White 1-1. All right, so how it works is you get it's 20-minute time limit matches. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. Might as well call this soccer, the Bundesliga. And everyone is banned from ringside. I don't know why they would do this to Prince Nana.
He's walking around with Nature Boy right now.
Yeah, him and Nate both have their dicks out and swinging around,
inviting 25 to 30-year-old women to their room without the force of their husbands.
God.
All right. Wait a minute, I lost my spot here. All right. So we have a gold league and we have a blue league. John Moxley is up 2-0. He's got 6 points. Swerve Strickland also up 2-0 in the gold division. Then you got Jay White, who's 1-1, Jay Lethal, who's 0-2, and Jay Briscoe, who is 0-2.
By the way,
Mark Briscoe.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Jay Briscoe's really 0-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe's
he's 0 for life.
right now.
No, and see, that's another thing is why do they have Mark?
Don't forget, you got Roosh in there. Don't forget Roosh.
Oh yeah, didn't I say Roosh 1-1? Oh my bad, Roosh
No.
1-1.
Why? Like, speaking of how bad their booking is, Mark Briscoe, on the heels of his brother dying very tragically, they bring him into AEW the first time that any of the Briscoes have been on national television. And what do? They book him into oblivion. Like, Mark Briscoe, if they were going to do anything to elevate somebody in this tournament and give somebody a good run, it should have been Mark Briscoe. And nope, they're putting him at 0-2. So
too late now. He's already in there with up and coming Swerve, Jay White, who just had a world title opportunity, and John Moxley, who
never loses,
who bleeds more than loses.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Russ, they have 6 matches, so they're each. He's still not out of it. He's 0-2. Not a big deal right now. I'm sure that they're going to figure a way for Jay to at least win one of these. I believe Jay probably beats
Mark.
I'm sorry, Mark probably beats. Moxley's going to take a loss in here. We're just going to have to figure out who that's going to be. Blue League, you have Brody King, who is 2-0, who just beat Eddie Kingston.
I thought when you
said,
and
I thought Eddie was defending his title through all this. So if he beat Eddie Kingston, then
so no, he's not defending his title. He's put them all together. That's why they're all.
Oh, okay. Now I understand that.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why they're all sitting on that table. So,
for a sec, when you said Brody King, for some reason I thought you said Brody Lee. I was like, dude, Brody Lee is dead. Why is he in this tournament?
I got my own division going.
Yeah,
yeah, I got my own division. Iron Sheik's 2-0, by the way.
Yeah.
Where's Mantor?
Mantar. He's on my Twitter. He's on my TikTok. Brody Lee, the only guy in the Blue League that is 2-0.
He did it again.
He just did it.
Did it again.
Did I say Brody Lee? God
yeah.
Damn it. Brody King is 2-0. Brody Lee dead. Brody, let's get that straight, everybody. Brody King, 2-0. Andrade, only one match so far. 1-0.
His other matches with Rusev's wife.
Yeah, well, those points don't count.
Well,
Bryan Danielson had his first match against Eddie Kingston, which gave Eddie his second loss of the tournament. I call him Brian Daniel or Daniel Bryan. Anyway,
It doesn't matter at this point. Like, just
Claudio
foolishness.
1-1, 1-1 with 3 points. Daniel Garcia 0-2, and Eddie Kingston are our current champion 0-2. So so I take it you guys don't like this. I think this gives a little bit of more interest to AEW right now.
I think Tony Khan's playing kids games with kids board games, and he's like, "Oh, this would be a fantastic idea."
Yeah, pretty much.
He
yeah.
does. Go ahead.
No, it's absurd. Like, again, if they had taken the idea of King of the Ring and made their own version of it, and used it to get somebody out and elevate that person. And because anybody can tell you, even Cornette can tell you, round robin tournaments suck. They did it at Starrcade. What was it, 89? I believe it was the round robin tournament for the singles and the tag teams.
Right.
And I think who was it? Was it the Steiners or no? It was somebody in the tag team division took a double loss, and in the singles, it was Muda that took the double loss in that round robin setup. And that it was like Muda got so tired of losing all the time, he just said, fuck it, I'm going back to Japan.
Yeah.
So, like round robin tournaments just are not a good concept. A regular bracketed tournament, King of the Ring style, would have been interesting. And again, use it to elevate two guys at the very end who need that push, and crown whoever their version of the King of the Ring, and give that guy a good opportunity at the title or a good run or something. Make something mean something. But Tony Khan is just he's taking ideas. And it's like a grab bag. It's like all these ideas in a hat. He's just yanking out ideas and like, oh, this seems cool today. Let me do this idea. And it's just not. WWE, when over the years, and I'm not just talking about recently, over the many years of WWE, they have booked with the intention of pushing people forward. Everybody from Hogan to Hart to Shawn.
Let's
he said pump the brakes.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes here, because we've had a few Money in the Bank winners that really never panned out. One of them caught Mandy, and that's all he caught, because he never caught a win after that. Otis.
Yeah.
WWE has done plenty of things where they've the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Guys who win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal are supposed to go into greatness.
Yeah, they
one
get
of them,
a
the guy
trophy.
one of them's down in NXT right now. So you tell me.
Well, again, I look at it as the guy, and I'm not saying I look at Money in the Bank and the Andre the Giant the main tournaments that made people were King of the Ring and Royal. Yeah, the main things that made people were King of the Ring and Royal Rumble. Money in the Bank didn't always make somebody, and they got to a point where once they had used up some of the biggest stars like Edge and who else won, other guys that won Money in the Bank, once they used up the big stars, they had to kind of find somebody else to put the briefcase on. And, those people weren't going to go anywhere anyways. They never freaking
Aaron Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin, thank you, is one of them. It's just, I don't know. Some guys, I feel, but King of the Ring made people, Royal Rumble has made people. I feel like those are the two. If you look at
Money in the Bank hasn't, though.
It has, but
the women's side has a 100% successful cash-in rate, and the men's side has a damn near probably 90-some%. How many people have failed? How many people have failed? You got Corbin, Damian Sandow, I think, John Cena, and Otis.
Otis / Miz.
Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Kennedy.
Even though he cashed in, he was stripped of it. So
But how many? Yeah, he was stripped of it, and then who ended up getting it? Was it Edge?
Yeah, it was Edge.
And Edge cashed in and won.
Yeah, he cashed it, but he didn't win the actual turn. He didn't win the actual match to get it. He beat somebody.
He still cashed in to win the world title.
Yeah, I don't count.
Push.
He didn't actually win Money in the Bank ladder match. He won he got a secondary win to win the briefcase for whatever. Like, and I don't know. I forget what the issue was with Kennedy, but they dropped the ball on him. He could have been a good guy if they had just, but
what wasn't it an injury or?
No, he had heat with people in the back, and they're like, instead of just being like, "Oh, we're gonna just tell these people to fuck off and we're gonna try to use him," they caved to whoever was in the back that he had heat with and got rid of him. That's all.
I'm gonna close this topic down here real quick.
Yep.
But I like that Tony Khan is trying things. Right, we give him shit for bad booking, whatever, but the only problem that I have with this is that it ends up in some sort of new belt, right? So I don't think we need I don't think we need a new title. I don't think we need a new title. We can come up with better ideas when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I do like the tournament style. I wish they would have called it something else. This should almost be for the Dynamite Diamond Ring instead of whatever the Battle Royal.
A Battle Royal, and then face MJF every year.
Sure.
But really quick, who won? Was there even an Owen Hart tournament this year? I don't even remember who won.
It was Ricky Starks beat CM Punk, and and Willow beat
okay.
I don't even remember who the hell Willow beat. It was Ruby.
That's just and my closing thought.
Yeah, because Ruby lost 2 years in a row in the finals.
Yes.
Yeah. That's gonna be my closing thing is, you already have a tournament. Yes, it's named after a former wrestler, but you already have a tournament. Why not keep that as your main tournament? Why do you have to do a whole I just don't like the fact that he keeps trying things and it's not going to go anywhere. That's where the issue I have with Tony's booking is this Continental Classic, this Continental Championship belt, whatever they're going to call it, is not going to go anywhere. So,
yeah. I mean, again, the WWE does the exact same thing. They call it the Dusty Cup, or they call it the whatever you want to call it. They have
talking about the one on NXT.
Yes, they have
the Heritage Cup.
Heritage Cup. They have a million different tournament styles, and I guess because it's the WWE that it gets overlooked. Right, it's okay because it's a WWE. I applaud Tony for trying something different. Whether round robins work or don't work, he'll find out. It's given us some good matches so far. So, all right, early picks in this. Who do we got?
In the Continental Classic?
Out of the blue, who do we got?
Gotta keep the pedal down on Swerve.
I like that. Pedal down on Swerve.
I'm calling Moxley with 20 skewers in his head winning the whole thing.
So the Moxley comes out of the gold division. So your blue division is Brody King. Said it right. Haha. Andrade, Brian Danielson, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, and Eddie Kingston.
I got a feeling they're going to put Danielson over in this.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a Danielson Moxley final?
That could be interesting.
Combat Club final. I'm in for
it. They do everything else together, so might as well.
I like it. They're going to bleed together. I like it. Hopefully, Moxley will not take the other eye.
You give it to Swerve, and you know why? Because we need more Prince Nana.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's end it. We're gonna end it with this. We got a poll question up right now. Best, and now it's WWE wrestler. I couldn't change it. I think earlier I said whatever, but anyway, this is the best WWE wrestler. And somebody want to go and look at the poll? Is the poll up?
The poll is up.
My poll is up. Yes.
Your poll.
Yeah, we already knew that after you were talking about CM Punk and the chills he gives you. So our current poll is we got Seth Rollins for 3. Gunther's got a hell of a lead. I can't see how many. 7 votes for Gunther. Got 3 for
7.
Seth.
Yep, 7 for Gunther.
3 for Dirty Dom. 2 for Cody. A big squadouche for Roman, and a big squadouche for others.
There was another in there, and that was Otis. It was picked for 1, but I accidentally deleted it. So my apologies. If you want to put it back in there, I'm okay with that.
I accidentally clicked on the fucking other. Now I'm trying to get my check mark off of there. God damn it. But yeah, that's what we got so far. Gunther's in the lead. Gunther would be my second pick in this. I'm the one who said Seth. But Gunther also another great candidate. And CM Punk cannot be on this because he's been in the WWE for 2 weeks.
All right, so I hear you. So I hear what you're saying. So CM Punk in 2 weeks, he has made more of an impact than most guys do in the WWE. Yeah. He's the number 1 shirt sales guy, number 1 sales guy in the WWE and the AEW at the exact same time. How can you say this guy is not the top stuff? He was in the He has been, whether he's been on the roster, he's been in the back room of WWE. He was in the back room of Impact. He just by being in Impact's back area, made them relevant.
Yeah.
Made them relevant.
And a lot of people have been in Impact's back area, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so.
Well, anyway, that poll stays up until December 16th. We're going to put some other polls up. We got AEW Men's Wrestler of the Year. We're going to have the AEW Women and the WWF Man, I need a drink.
Yeah.
You need some warmth of alcohol.
That's what it is. We're going to have all those polls up. They're all going to run till December 16th. And then we are going to have our end of the year awards. We're going to add some awards in there ourselves, and then we'll have a whole show dedicated to that. We got another show coming up, by the way. But before I even get into this, make sure you go like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We are on our way to 200. We're at $175 right now. We just picked up a new one today, and I haven't looked here in the last couple minutes, but we'll see where we're at with that. We're still there. $175. So we're 25 away from 200. Hopefully, that'd be great if we could get 200 by the end of the year. And I have a great interview that I'm going to be doing with Mike Raddick. Coming up before the end of the year. It's going to drop before the end of the year. It is Mike Raddick who owns Voltage Wrestling, and he is going to spill the tea.
Yes.
All the
Yes.
All
Can't wait for
the
this
tea. And who's he spilling the tea on, Ricky?
Jeremy Stone.
No,
I mean James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth. My bad.
You need a drink too, brother. You need a drink too. James Ellsworth. So James Ellsworth owns an indie wrestling promotion called Adrenaline, which Mike did a lot of work with and was sort of partners with, and got the shaft. Mike got the shaft. So Mike is going to spill the tea. We're going to do that interview here coming up on Sunday morning. I'm doing an interview. So because of legal purposes, I will not be inviting you two, because if we are indicted, you guys will not be involved.
Sweet.
I'm fine with being indicted. I don't care.
If we go to court, will you wear that hat?
Yes. Most definitely.
Sweet.
I honestly, I would love to be indicted. And honestly, I'm like,
Stephen P. News.
Yeah. Anyway, I have something to tell you guys off air, but anyways.
Yeah, not a problem. So we got that coming up. So we're gonna get these poll questions up here in the next day or so. Make sure you go and vote.
Yes, go and vote. But somebody also needs to get us in touch with Bianca Belair. God damn it. I want the one-on-one with her and Brian Hardy.
If we can get Bianca on here to talk to Brian, maybe talk him down, because Brian has taken extra blood pressure medicine.
If she takes those earrings out, his hair's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got jumped the other day in his own house. I don't know if he leaves his door unlocked or whatever, but he just
Was it
got
Swerve?
jumped.
Was it Swerve and Nana?
Don't know, but Brian's got a lot of kids, so I'm sure there was some
Owen
baby
probably towed him to death.
totem. Owen money. So yeah, look for that stuff coming up here. Our end of the year awards. So
And also, guys, follow us on Facebook as well, because Facebook, you will get updates as to when we're going to go live. You're going to get updates when we do, interviews like what Jason's talking about. He'll let us know, when he will be posting that kind of stuff. So, and post as long as you're not a spam bot posting porn on our thing, post wrestling stuff. Like, we love seeing what you guys post.
I like the porn.
Huh?
The porn's fine.
Yeah. It's not really for our channel.
Got you. Well, so I'm gonna tell you this: we should not be getting any more of that, because as of 8 hours ago or 9 hours ago, now we are now a private group.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to get in has to pass the test. It has to be accepted into the group. So if you guys, wrestling fans, if you know other wrestling fans and you like what we do, or if you hate what we do and you just want to come on here and rip Scott in his stupid fucking hat, come share the page. We'll find out where they're from, who invited them, and then we'll let them into the.
If you're between 18 and 39, we'll invite you into our hotel.
No husbands or boyfriends, please.
Yeah.
No husbands or boyfriends. So that's all I got, boys. You got anything else?
I like this hat.
Yeah. Hey, just very, very quickly. Something I saw on AEW's Instagram page the other day. The only person that's been brave enough, and I still kind of question whether there was anything in there, but the only person brave enough to actually try Woo Energy was Andrade. If you guys see that,
imagine that, his father-in-law.
Yeah. I just found it hysterical. I was like, he took what looked like a swig, but I was like, I don't think there was anything in that can.
That guy hasn't had a carb in 10 years, man.
Yeah.
I checked the shelves today.
Yeah.
Or this morning. I don't even see a tag for it, and the shipper piece is gone.
Yeah. Damn, too bad.
And that's usually the tall tale sign right there. When they throw the shipper away, then it shows up, right? Because
we'll throw anything away. But never mind. I'm not going to get into that.
How did you not keep that display?
Yeah, why did you keep it?
They must have got rid of it while I was on vacation.
Unbelievable.
You should have put the
unless it's somewhere that I didn't notice.
It's probably Dave because he doesn't understand.
Hey, whoa! Let's not throw names out there.
I didn't say that asshole's last name. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it here for Heartbreak Wrestling. We will be back on, I think, Friday.
We got an NXT pay-per-view this weekend.
Is that this weekend?
Wow.
It's the 9th, right?
Oh, yeah, you are right, man. I completely
NXT.
forgot about that.
And this will give me a chance to beat out
James 5 points back.
Place, and maybe try to catch up to first.
With three pay-per-views to go, Jesse has a 6-point lead over me and a 7-point lead over you, I believe. Scotty, you're right behind me.
I'm 1 point behind you.
Ricky, you're 4 pay-per-views behind.
I think I'm 2 behind Scotty.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's tight.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. She's scared.
Yeah.
She is like, I'm gonna lose it. I know I'm gonna lose it. I said, I know you're gonna lose it. I know.
Yeah, so I'm 9 back.
Yeah, you're 9 back. So hey, with 3 pay-per-views, NXT, which we don't really watch a lot of NXT, but we kind of keep up with it a little bit. You got a Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Yeah, they're big randos.
And then the World's End, which
will have about 38 matches.
38 matches. So that's that'll be super super interesting. So anyway, that's gonna do it here for Hardway Wrestling. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Again, we're gonna get you guys out some more content. At some point before the end of the year, we're gonna, after our last Christmas show or end of the year show, we will be probably off for at least a week or a week and a half until the new year. Because honestly, wrestling, we'll probably be back after the 30th, after that pay-per-view. I think that's when we'll probably the first of the year, whatever that is. But after coming up here, wrestling gets kind of slow, right? Nothing's really going on. It's the end of the year. So, and then we're going to be amped up and be back at this and at the beginning of the year. And then we're going to be staring 1 year of Hardway Wrestling.
There you go.
Unbelievable. We'll look back and see some of the stupid shit we've said and everything that I've been wrong about, and Scotty and
Breaking chairs.
Scotty, yeah. the many different haircuts and low cut shirts of Scotty and the evolution of Ricky from being this quiet guy that wouldn't say a freaking word to not shutting up.
I like this hat.
I like this hat. So, anyway, that's going to do here for Hardway Wrestling. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time
On the hard way.
Peace.